So today we are going to do a very tough challenge here in NBA 2K25. We're going to do just an insanely hard expansion rebuild. And the reason why it's going to be so hard, I can't show you right now because we have the expansion draft coming up. But I basically put it on the max amount of protected players, so the pool is going to be terrible. And then we're going to have trade negotiation difficulty up to 100, same with contract negotiation difficulty, and injuries are going to be on as well. And we are going to be taking control today of the Orlando Flamingos. Yeah, we're getting a third Florida team. So before we get back into the video, I want to give a word from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. With the NBA playoffs right around the corner, the MLB season is in full swing and NFL's schedule is going to be released soon. The best way to get your tickets to a sporting event is with SeatGeek. And it's not just a sporting event either. It could be for a concert, a festival, you name it. And all year long, I've been using SeatGeek's calendar, and I do live in Philadelphia. Now, the Sixers have been good over the last few years. This year, that was definitely not the case, as I can get games to the Atlanta Hawks on Friday, April 11th, or the last game of the year in Philadelphia for as low as $3 because of how bad the Sixers has been. And what I love about SeatGeek is they have a scale of 1 to 10, and basically green means good, red means bad. That means if you're getting a good deal or not. It was incredibly useful when you're trying to find a ticket. So I could sit pretty close here and you could see that you're getting an amazing deal. It's rated a 10 out of 10, which is very helpful when you're looking at tickets and you don't really know if you're getting that good deal or not. And SeatGeek runs a great promotional offer for you guys. No matter if you've used SeatGeek before in the past, you can use my code SROS10, SROS10. You can see it here and you can get a 10% off any eligible purchase up to $20, over $50 with your order here. So it's a no-brainer. You could save money here on tickets no matter if you've used SeatGeek before. You do not have to be somebody that's signing up for the first time. That's code SROS10, SROS10, to get 10% off any upcoming NBA game or MLB game as you please. And thank you again to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to take a look in the description or the pinned comment below. I also added the Seattle Supersonics to this draft as well, or to this expansion league. So those are going to be the two new teams. And yeah, here is the player pool. I do have the #1 overall pick. I thought it was interesting when I was going through every team's protected list. It honestly felt normal, and it was the 14 best guys that I would protect outside of basically Brandon Miller in Charlotte. I'm not sure why 2K glitched out there, but we are going to try to sell jerseys with my #1 overall pick. I noticed that he wasn't protected, and yeah, I'm taking Bronny James here with the 1.1. So the Supersonics took Mike Conley and Duncan Robinson there. We are on the board with back-to-back picks. I would like to get at least one big man that's a solid veteran. Larry Nance Jr. from the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, Ben Simmons would be nice if he's making $2 million. I mean, it's an expiring contract, so I could look to re-sign Ben Simmons as well. So you know what? I'm going to eat the $40 million for this first year. The Supersonics ended up with Cody Martin and Kessler Edwards with their next two picks. I'm going to take Matisse Thybulle here, who could be a good wing defender and could maybe end up getting thrown in a trade. I thought about Zeke Naji. The contract isn't too good. But honestly, we're going to have some cap space, and he's still at least 23, and the Nuggets wanted to get off that deal. I'm going to take Xavier Tillman with my next pick here, former Boston Celtic and Memphis Grizzly. And then I'm also going to end up with Lindy Waters. I'm going to take a flyer on Chuma Okeke, a former first-round pick out of Auburn. And then I'm going to take a veteran, PJ Tucker, on the team. We're going to try to take a shooter in Svi Makayu, as well as a semi-young player in Colby Jones. Not a lot of guys left here, so I'm going to try to get Maxwell Lewis and Tony Bradley, a former first-round pick out of UNC. And the last pick of this expansion draft is probably going to be Ulrich Chomsky, who was a second-round pick in the 2024 draft, and that is going to be it for the expansion draft. So yeah, when I show you guys the settings here, this is pretty much what we're going to be playing it on. 100, 100, 100 there. Injuries will be on, like I said. I am going to up the simulator difficulty to around 60, because if you actually get into the 70s, it's going to be very tough. But hey, I could increase that if I wanted to. And yeah, this is the team. Ben Simmons, Larry Nance Jr., Zeke Naji. I guess we also had to get Derrick Rose on the team, but I don't remember drafting him. And yeah, we're also going to be in the Southeast Division this year, so I really have no idea how this is going to go. We're probably going to lose a lot of games to start off the year. This is going to be the rotation: Bronny James, Lindy Waters, Matisse Thybulle, PJ Tucker, and Larry Nance Jr. I'd honestly want Ben Simmons, I think, in that rotation instead of PJ Tucker. And we can honestly give him and like Larry Nance Jr. a decent amount of minutes. Thybulle can get 28. Couple former Sixers on this team. Yeah, this team might lose 60+ games. Yeah, we're 9-41 at the trade deadline. I didn't expect to be good at all this year. We do have the worst record here in the Eastern Conference, and we are going to own our first round pick for the 2025 draft. If we're going to get lucky, we'll see. As the Supersonics ended up making a trade and getting Clint Capella on their team, but they are the worst team as well. They're even worse than us over there in the Western Conference. What even trade was that? Well, they actually fired Milan Mack, their head coach, already. Okay, that's kind of crazy. I thought Milan Mack would have been my head coach, to be honest with you. But Clint Capella was traded for Duncan Robinson in a second. Paul George was traded for Lauri Markkanen, and that's kind of funny. So looking here at the season stats so far, our leading scorer is Derrick Rose, who's now getting playing time. We've also had some injuries throughout the year. Bronny, unfortunately, did suffer an injury, but he's looked fine in the 10 games he played in. Larry Nance Jr., I think it's somebody that I could try to sell high on at the deadline. I think I could net maybe a semi-good return for him, just because he's 32 and he's on an expiring contract. And I actually think this is a fairly realistic trade, and this is what 100 trade negotiation difficulty is going to get me. Larry Nance Jr. and a 2029 Orlando second. I also don't know why. Okay, I thought when I was doing this, honestly, Orlando meant Tampa. I may actually change the name to Tampa, because why do we really need two teams in Orlando? But I'm going to get Luka Garza from the Timberwolves, who's barely playing, and I'm going to get a Jazz second round pick, which could be in the top 5 in the second round for Larry Nance Jr., and the Timberwolves are obviously trying to contend right now. All right, so I don't think Tampa Bay has any connection to Flamingos, but that's what we're going to be. And then I guess our abbreviation could just be like TBF, just Tampa Bay Flamingos. There we go. But yeah, we're going to have that Orlando logo. So just ignore that. But yeah, either way, we're 9-41. I'm not going to really make any more moves. I actually lied. Derrick Rose is going to net me 1 second round pick here from the Philadelphia 76ers in 2028. Let's do that. All right, so Luka Doncic wins MVP in a full year with the Lakers. Stephon Castle is your rookie of the year with the Spurs. Russ is your 6th man of the year. Wemby takes home Depoy. Colby Jones, most improved. Sure, I'll take it. Even though I don't feel like he's going to be part of our future plans too much. And yeah, this was a disaster season as we'd expected with how bad this roster was going to be out of the gate. Did we get Bronny on an all-rookie team? Unfortunately, we did not. We did not make the play-in tournament as expected, but we will have at least the top 6 pick because the Supersonics have number 1. So the lowest they can be is number 5, or the highest, yeah, lowest. And then us, it's pick 6. We went 12-70. Yeah, we were really bad this year. So Bronny James in 43 games averaged 5.7 points, 1.9 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. Our leading scorer ended up being Luka Garza, who kind of spaced the floor a little bit. I would be interested in bringing back Luka Garza for sure. Wendy Waters didn't really make the most of his minutes this year. Ben Simmons, I think we will work on an extension with in the offseason. Najee was fine. He'll be back. Colby Jones could be back. Mikhailiuk and like Wendy Waters, those 3-point shooters weren't great. Tony Bradley wasn't great. KK got hurt. Yeah, it was a disaster season, but honestly, that was expected, so I'm not too upset with that. And these Spurs, with a full year of Wemby here in 2025, are going to just go to the NBA Finals as a 1 seed, and they're just going to sweep. Oh my God, they just went 16-3. They swept the Celtics and swept the Timberwolves. So Larry Nance Jr. almost ended up going to the NBA Finals there in Minnesota. All right, that is interesting. And Chris Paul gets a ring to end his career. Al Horford retires on the Celtics. The Supersonics have a couple guys retiring. Mike Conley, well, almost drafted, and Jeff Green. But yeah, we got a big clutch presence here in Tampa Bay now with Ben Simmons and Bronny James. All right, so let's see how the draft lottery goes. We will watch it unfold. We are projected the 2nd overall pick in this draft. And then we should also get a top 2 pick in the 2nd round. And then that Utah pick, I forget where they ended up, but that Utah pick from Minnesota could also be in the top 5 or top 6 of the 2nd round. So there's a chance we get like 3 top 35, 6 picks. All right, so we do drop to number 6. Thanks a lot, 2K. That's making the hardest expansion rebuild even harder. Does that mean the Supersonics drop to 5? Damn, the expansion teams are getting no luck at all. And the Jazz actually get the number 1 pick. The Rockets were really bad in 2K Sim. The Wizards via Memphis. Oh my God, so they got 3 via Memphis, and they ended up at number 10. What a weird, wacky sim for 2K this year. So we ended up with 6, and we get 32 via us and 33 via Utah. I mean, I could fire Jake Thomas, but I just don't really know who would succeed here. There are some actually interesting coaches on the market. So yeah, since the Rockets were bad, I want Ime Udoka. I'll offer Nick Nurse a deal. But I really want Ime Udoka. Oh, Jordi Fernandez also got fired. I will go after him. So yeah, I guess these guys ended up getting fired after year 1 or year 2. And I get Udoka. Wow, that is a home run hire for us. All right, so we're here on the night of the draft. I don't think many of these guys would have much value out there. Xavier Tillman is still under contract. We take a look here at the mock drafts. Cooper Flag going number 1. I don't think Will Riley's going to go that high, but hey, if I can end up with VJ Edgecombe, Trey Johnson, I'll take that going forward. I'm just taking best player available no matter who it is. So yeah, Cooper Flag goes number 1 to the Jazz. Number 2, the Houston Rockets are going to select Ace Bailey out of Rutgers. Number 3 is Dylan Harper. Okay, so the Hornets shock people, and they take Liam McNeely, and the Supersonics at number 5 are trading the pick for De'Aaron Fox. Oh my God. So the Spurs win it all, and they're like, we could win it all, we think, without Fox. I mean, I guess you get Fox for the whole year. That's why they were a 1 seed. All right, that is a fantastic trade. And they take Kasper Shakushonis. Okay. I think it's a no-brainer. Honestly, though, I think Edgecombe is a great connecting piece, but if I need someone that could be like a legit #1 scoring option one day, I think Trey Johnson has a better chance. Like, I think Edgecombe could be a more well-rounded player, but if I want to get somebody that I think I need to be a #1 for us long-term, I'm going to take Trey Johnson out of Texas. A little bit of a risk here. I'm going to go a little bit more upside too in the second round. I'm going to take Dink Pate out of the G League Ignite. I could have taken like Eric Dixon out of Villanova, but he's already 24 years old. And I'm going to take Maxime Reynaud from Stanford here with the 35th overall pick just to add another center into the fold. All right, so we got Trey Johnson, Dink Pate, and Maxime Reynaud there. Over here, team player options, Thibault opts out or in, which is not expected for $11 million. And I'm going to pick up the team option on Luka Garza. I don't think that we're going to be great next year either. I'll give Chomsky the qualifying offer. I had to pick up Alex Fudge because we traded away Derrick Rose for nothing. Here's free agency, which I had to download a little bit of a better slider to have more like better contracts. So we could go after Quentin Grimes. I do have Trey Johnson. I'm not opposed to Josh Giddey. I don't mind giving Josh Giddey a bag to just try to run the show here in Tampa Bay. That's a lot of money for Josh Giddey. Could I give you, I mean, does he have any real offers? No, so I don't have to offer anything to him right now. See, why don't the Hornets want Brandon Miller? I'm not going to pick him up because I feel like that's kind of unfair, but they didn't want to protect him, and they declined his team option. What is 2K on? All right, like if I gave Josh Giddey $90 million across 3 years, I mean, he's restricted still because the Bulls could easily match that. So let's see if they match that before. I mean, I'll also offer Ben Simmons 2 years. Yeah, team option. So it's like a 1+1 to come back. So we get Josh Giddey. Are they going to match that? 3 years, $90 million. They don't. All right, Josh Giddey, you are a Tampa Bay Flamingo. Also offered some other contracts. Bojan Bogdanovic, a 1-year deal. I forget if he retired. Either way, we're going to pick him up. And then Gary Trent Jr., a 1+1 like the Ben Simmons contract worth around $9 million. And then I'm also going to get Bol for about $5 million. So looking at the team right now, we have Josh Giddey and Ben Simmons. We got plenty of 2 guards right now, and I would like for Bronny to get maybe some minutes going forward. We'll see. The small forwards are pretty gross on paper, not going to lie. Bol may start for us at the 4, and then the center, yeah, like the front court is not great, but it may be fun at times. We'll see how many assists Josh Giddey can get with not the best teammates around him. And then I'm going to sign 2 undrafted free agents, DJ Wagner out of Arkansas, and Zvonimir Ivisic also out of Arkansas. I believe he actually just transferred to Illinois to play with his brother Tomislav, which is going to be pretty cool. And since we picked up Zvonimir, I'm going to renounce the rights on Ulrich Chomsky. So here we are at play progression with Josh Giddey being an 84, Gary Trent Jr. being an 80. There's Ben Simmons at an 80 overall as well. Okay, I actually need to cut 3 players before the season starts, which shouldn't be hard because I have some guys that I'm never going to play, like Xavier Tillman. Going to release him. I'm also going to release Matisse Thybulle, who's in the last year of his deal. I don't even think anybody would want to trade for him at any point this year. I think I'm also going to release Steve Mikayuk. I didn't bring back Windy Waters when he was a free agent. A little bit more excited about the roster now going into year number 2 here in 2026. As expected, it's going to be a Josh Giddey, Gary Trent Jr. backcourt. Like, we'll have Bogdanovic, we'll have no, I want to start Trey Johnson, actually. So Gary Trent Jr. could definitely be the 6th man. I'm going to go about 20. No, we could do 30 minutes of the rookie Johnson. Let's go 36 to Giddey. Let's do like 20 minutes to Bojan, 25 to Bol. Honestly, I'd rather start Garza than Zeke Naji. Zeke Naji could definitely get minutes, though. He can get around 10 minutes a night. I don't really think Maxwell Lewis needs minutes. I'd rather play Dink Pate, to be honest with you, and Maxime Reynaud, whose name is definitely spelled wrong. So let's do about 10 minutes to these guys going forward. Bronny's going to be in there. Last year's most improved player, Colby Jones, will be in there. We're not going to be great to start off the year. We actually may not be great at all throughout the year, but we went 1-0. We were above 500 at one point this year. So I'll take that. All right, so at the trade deadline, we're terrible. We are 10-39, but as expected, I didn't think we were going to be good this year. Actually, the Brooklyn Nets are a game worse than us, which is kind of shocking because they definitely have a better team on paper. How is Seattle doing with De'Aaron Fox over there? And they signed James Harden. They got Rui Hachimura. Okay, who did they draft again? Oh no, they traded that pick for De'Aaron Fox. They were 22-30. And Josh Giddey's averaging 17.7 points, 8 rebounds, and 5.5 assists this year. He has missed a little bit of time though. Trey Johnson having a productive rookie year, not the best defender nor the best playmaker in the world, but he could put the ball in the hoop, and that's what we needed. Gary Trent Jr., I wouldn't say is going to have too much trade value right now. Like 34% from 3 isn't the worst on his volume. Good free throw shooter, but struggling at the rim. I don't think Bojan Bogdanovic is going to have much value either. Damn, okay. I was intrigued about Luka Garza from last year, but the numbers have taken a massive hit this year. Colby Jones has been fine. Bol could have some value for his size at the deadline. Damn, Zeke Naji. Naji, Garza, And like a lot of these guys just have terrible efficiency. Bogdanovic this year. Ben Simmons actually may have some trade value right now. So he's somebody I'm going to probably I think sell at the deadline. And we are going to do this trade with the Golden State Warriors. Unfortunately, I do also have to give up Colby Jones in this deal, but I'm getting Moses Moody, who's under a fantastic contract, and he's a good three-point shooter for Golden State. And I'm getting a 20-32nd. They're getting Ben Simmons, who, like I said, has had a very productive year and is the best defender in this trade. And they get a young player like Colby Jones, who's been good. So I just think getting a good rotational player like Moses Moody is now filling out like good depth right now because he's 23. He's a good three-point shooter. I wonder if I could flip Gary Trent Jr. Maybe. And I did find a good trade. I do have to take on Georges Niang's like $8 million this year, but he's not a good player, but it's an expiring contract. I'm fine with that. But I'm getting Memphis's 2028 top 3 protected first, and they're getting Gary Trent Jr., who's not just an expiring, he's got a team option for next year as well. And I think that trade makes sense for both teams for sure. And I'm excited about a Giddey, Johnson, and Moody 1, 2, and 3 right now. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP, which is now the 4th of his career. Cooper Flagg in Utah is your rookie of the year. Dante DiVincenzo, shout out to the Big Ragu, gets traded to the Lakers. He wins 6th man. Wemby, Depoy, thankfully we're in the Eastern Conference. Taylor Hendricks, most improved. Cade Cunningham, clutch player of the year. And Popish, your coach of the year. Damn. Wemby dislocated his right patella. He's out for the year. Jokic has a minor injury. And De'Aaron Fox in Seattle just drops 33 points a night because there is the coach's glitch. And I could go in there, I could fire the Supersonics coach, but then right away, the glitch is going to be a thing again. I hope in the next 2K they fix that. Harden's numbers weren't as good as for somebody that I thought would have playing 46 minutes a night. I don't think we're going to have anybody on the all defensive teams, but we do get Trey Johnson on all rookie first team. 16 points. I will take that. 38% from 3. I don't see VJ Edgecombe there. I'm not sure where he ended up getting drafted to, honestly. And to no surprise, we are not going to be competing in the playing tournament, but hopefully next year we can maybe take a little bit of a leap. Like, can we win, I don't know, 26 more games next year? We'll see. We ended the season on a 14-game losing streak. We went 14-68. We're actually the worst team in the NBA. But I think as we're bringing in young wings and bigs, and I definitely need a young big, I think Giddey is the right guy to be a facilitator for us. Was hoping he would average more than 5.5 assists this year. We talked about Trey Johnson. He was really good. Moses Moody, I'm excited about him going forward either as a wing starter or a 6th man. Yeah, I don't think Garza, Bogdanovic are going to have big roles on this team going forward. Same with Bol Bol. Same with Zeke Naji. Bronny, I mean, we'll see. I may still give him backup point guard minutes next year. And also just looking at the second round picks real quick, Maxime Reynaud, honestly, not too bad. I think he could be the backup center to start off next year's season. And then Dink Pate also hopefully could find more playing time. We just had a ton of wings on this team already. Anthony Davis, Western Conference Finals MVP, and Scotty Barnes, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Let's see who wins the 26 finals. That's going to go to the Dallas Mavericks, and AD is your finals MVP. Big year for the guy traded for Luka Doncic. James Harden retires in Seattle. There goes LeBron James at the end of the 2026 season. A couple former Supersonics retire, and Harden and Russ. Well, I guess Harden technically wasn't a Supersonic because of when they moved. But let's see where our lottery luck is here. The lowest we can go to is 5. I'm hoping I can get a top 3 pick. I'd love to add Darren Peterson, AJ DeBanza, or Cameron Boozer to this team. All right, so the Supersonics just landed the 8th overall pick in this draft. I'm hoping I don't see that ping pong ball with the Tampa Bay Flamingo logo there at number 5. Let's find out. So number 6 is the OKC Thunder via Utah. Let's see what happens here at number 5. Oh, is it really going to be us? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. So last year, I fall from 2 to 6. This year, 1 to 5. I hate you, 2K. Rockets get 1. Pelicans get 2. All right, so we're here the night of the draft. I don't think I'm going to have any assets to move up there. I think we could try to target Jaden Quintance because we need a spot there at the 5, and it could be the long-term big man for us because, yeah, I don't think any of these guys are really in, like, the long-term plans for this team. I don't think I'm going to make any trades here on draft night. Like, I'm not moving any of these shooting guards or point guards. None of these small forwards. I think the only guy I would think about moving would be Zeke Naji. I mean, I don't know. Actually, you know what I'm going to try to do? I have picked 31, but I think to get like that 4-year guaranteed, could I maybe trade Zeke Naji in 31? Like, who has 2 years left, but a team could take a flyer on him? Can I move up like a few spots at the end of the first round? Like 2 spots, right? I think this is a fair trade. I think they'll accept this. 31 and Naji for 29, and the Wizards will take that. All right, so the Rockets take AJ DeBanza with the number 1 pick. It does feel like Darren Peterson is the early number 1 favorite for the 2026 draft. He goes 2 to New Orleans. Number 3, Chicago is going to take Darius Cuff. I mean, what if Phoenix passes on Cameron Boozer? Then we are getting a stud there at number 5. And no, they take Cameron Boozer right ahead of us. That stinks. So with this pick, I mean, I could go like Nate Ament, who's the top prospect in this draft. I could go Koa Pete as well. But I think I'm going to go Jaden Quintans here, who actually, I believe, is transferring right now. I don't think he's committed anywhere. But I think we could try to snag him if I want. I mean, Caleb Wilson is coming in, I believe, from UNC. Nademan is undecided. He could also have somebody like super high potential. But I think I'm going to go JQ here with the 5th overall pick. And screw it. The opportunity was there. I already have Bronny. I took Bryce James there at 29 out of Arizona. Probably not a first-round talent, but we have both James brothers on this team. We're trying to sell jerseys here. We're an up-and-coming team. We're a new team. We just probably spent $5-6 billion for the expansion rights. We're broke. I need to sell jerseys. We got 2 James on the teams, or on the team. So I'm going to actually decline the Maxwell Lewis team option, pick it up on Maxime Reynaud and Dink Pate. We are not going to pursue Luka Doncic in free agency, even though I could afford him. I'm going to try to get a better power forward on this team. Right now, PJ Washington does intrigue me a little bit. Doesn't really fit our system, but could be a nice veteran. I just don't want to commit long-term money to him because I'm not really sure how he'd perform. We could go after Hashimura. I could go after Santi Aldama as well, who could space the floor. I think I'm going to just try to overpay PJ Washington for the first year at around $12 million and then put a team option next year just in case it doesn't work out, which I'm a little bit scared it won't. So say we do get PJ Washington, I think we're fine with the young centers. It's a little bit more exciting than what we had with like Garza, Najee, and some of those guys that didn't work out. I could look to add another 3 and another 4 here in free agency. So we are going to get PJ Washington. There we go. I'm going to renounce the rights on Yang, Garza, Lewis, and Bol. I wanted to go after Justin Edwards, but I think he may have actually gotten signed. No, he didn't get signed, but he wanted like a little bit too much money for me. Like, I don't really want to pay $13 million. I would front load a deal like this and take a chance on Justin Edwards. All right, we'll see. Does he accept that deal? I don't mind taking the potential on him. Let's see. And Philadelphia could match this. All right, we get Justin Edwards. And then I'm also going to sign Kobe Brown, a former first-round pick. I'm not going to say, but you know, I think it's more so in the NFL when somebody says, oh, they signed a recent first-rounder. That means they're not good because they got to tagline at least something on the signing. And Kobe Brown is that. And then we're also getting Simone Fontecchio here. And I don't know if I have a roster spot, but I'm going to give Jalen Pickett a 1-year deal. If I have to release him, I will. As Luka goes back to the Lakers, Trae Young went back to the Hawks. Jaren Jackson Jr. went to Utah, and Fox went to Detroit. So Josh Giddey's up to an 85. Trey Johnson is an 82. There's Moody. Okay, there's Justin Edwards, and I'm going to change his position to a small forward, and we're going to auto-generate the draft classes going forward. I think I'm going to stop doing it after 2026. So any contract extensions for this season? Nope. And trying to come up with this rotation this year, it's going to be Giddey, Johnson. Actually, before we do any of that, I do want to change the position of Justin Edwards, and he goes up to an 83 overall. I'm excited to see what he could do for us. So figuring out this rotation, I definitely want, I think, this to be the starting 5. I want Giddey to get like 35 minutes a night. We're going to go 33 to Trey Johnson. Let's do about 28 to Justin Edwards. We could do about 28 to PJ Washington, 28 to JQ, 28 to Moody because he's going to be the 6th man. Bronny, you can get around 15 minutes a night. I don't really want to play Fontecchio. I don't really want to play Pickett out of the gate. I mean, maybe Bryce James will crack the rotation, but I'd rather see what Dink Pate can do. I want to get Maxime Reynaud in there, who can honestly get around 20 minutes a night. And then the last 13, honestly, I'll go 15 to Pate, and we can go about 10 minutes to Bryce James because he is a recent first-round pick. So that's going to be the bench. It's young. Like, I'm fine if we don't make the playing tournament, as long as these guys progress and maybe PJ Washington can have some trade value. All right, let's see how the season starts against the Nets, the Clippers, and the Cavs, and we are going to start off 0-2. At least we could score an A. We actually beat the Cavs by 146-145. Shout out to Josh Giddey in this one. PJ Washington's off to a great start. And then we lost to the Suns by 1. Hey, I just want to see improvement from this team this season, and that's the improvement I want to see. I think we had like 9 or so wins, maybe even less than that, 6 at the trade deadline 2 years ago. Last year we had around 10. This year we do have 21, so we're still under 500. We still have a negative 8.5 point differential. Like, that's not good whatsoever, but we are no longer one of the worst teams in the league, and we are seeing that internal progression and external progression too over time. Josh Giddey averaging 8 assists a night. That's what I wanted to see. I think is well worth my $30 million a year, making everybody around him better. As Trey Johnson, 50, 42, 90 splits, an incredible efficient season here. Justin Edwards, I mean, maybe a steal in free agency. 15 points, 4 rebounds for us. Him and Moses Moody is like I love that wing duo. I mean, at 6'7", I could play Edwards at the 4. I mean, he is actually taller than PJ Washington, who's having a great year. A great year for us. I don't know if I should sell high on him. We'll see. Hopefully, we can still get the develop of JQ internally. And the bench has had some influx through injuries this year. But honestly, like, I could trade PJ Washington and probably get a first-round pick the way he's playing right now. But honestly, like, I kind of want to just keep him around. I think the vibes are high here, and I try to flirt with the playing tournament. How many games out of the playing tournament are we in the Eastern Conference? I mean, we're 4.5 games out. I don't think we get it, but if we could be close, I'm fine with that. All right, so Luka Doncic wins MVP. Cameron Boozer, one pick ahead of us, is your Rookie of the Year over there in Phoenix. Ace Bailey coming off the bench, wins Sixth Man of the Year in year number 2. Honestly, could end up winning Most Improved, and he does. Kyrie Irving is your Clutch Player of the Year in Dallas, with PJ Washington not taking 20 shots a night. You know, Kyrie can ball out now. Just kidding. Scooper Flagg ended up on All NBA second team as a sophomore. I mean, that's not impossible. Like, say he gets drafted to the Wizards or the Hornets, and they're, like, really good in the 2027 season. Or, like, not really good, but, like, the Detroit Pistons this year. I don't think that's, like, a crazy thing to say. Yeah, he could be valuable. As Dyson Daniels was traded from Seattle to Cleveland. Okay, I gotta see what happened there. And we did get JQ on All-Rookie First Team. So back-to-back years, we get somebody on All-Rookie First Team. Last year being Trey Johnson. This year being JQ. So, wow, he was actually traded for Darius Garland. All right. Are they running Donovan Mitchell out of the point over there in Cleveland now? I'd assume so. No, Donovan Mitchell is... Oh, no, is he hurt? Damn, he is hurt. But unfortunately, we didn't have like a second half surge. We did not make the play-in tournament. We ended up going 28-54. But honestly, after our very short franchise history of winning 12 games, then 14, we doubled our win total from last year. I don't think we're going to win 56 games next year. But hey, if we can make it to the playoffs, that's the goal for the 2027 season, and just seeing that linear progression, because I really think we had a home run signing. Like, I think the free agency period in 26 was great. PJ Washington and Justin Edwards, I think, were two massive pickups for us. I mean, after this year, the Bronny James experiment could be over. We'll see going forward, but yeah, he wasn't the best this year. Bryce, in like a limited sample size, he suffered an injury early on and like didn't find his way back. I mean, yeah, he just has to leap Dink P, which probably isn't going to be too tough to do. Dink really hasn't worked out for us. All right, so Amen Thompson is your Western Conference Finals MVP, and Jalen Duren, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Did not expect that. And the Rockets win in 7 with Amen Thompson winning Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP. How old is he? He is 24 years old. They still have Jalen Green. They don't have Şengün anymore, but they do have Debanza and Ace Bailey. As Kevin Durant returned to Texas and retired with the San Antonio Spurs, Paul George retired on the Jazz, Draymond Green returned to Michigan and retired on the Detroit Pistons. We know that there's going to be some jersey retirements. I don't know if KD, yeah, he does get his jersey retired by the Thunder, and Draymond obviously by the Warriors. And here with the draft lottery, we're not going to, I mean, watch this be the year we have our worst odds. I mean, we're there at number 5. I have been watching it, and we've been unlucky, and the 4 people ahead of us, the 4 teams, are not even from their own pick. Let's see if we can get lucky. Nope, we actually dropped to 6. Wow. I don't think I've ever had this bad of a 3 straight draft lottery luck with this, because we went from 2 to 6 in year 1, 1 to 5 in year 2, and we just went from what? 5 to 6 here in year number 3. And we also are going to have a first rounder next year, top 3 protected from the Memphis Grizzlies. So we have number 6 and we have number 5. I still want to keep Ime Udoka, and the Rockets just won without him. All right, so it's the night of the NBA draft. Oh my God, yeah, the Rockets, who just won it all, get the number 1 overall pick from the Phoenix Suns. Jermaine Martin Jr. definitely intrigues me out of UC San Diego. I'm not totally opposed to trading the pick, but I do want to see how this draft falls a little bit. So the number 1 pick is Darius Daughtry from Washington. No surprise there. I think that guy that I want to take is going to end up going high. Emmanuel McCoud goes from France there, number 2. I mean, if I look at the guy here, this is who I want. I want Jermaine Martin Jr. I doubt he falls to me there at number 5. Let's see if he makes it past 3. Okay, Clyde Harris. I mean, I don't know if I would have anything to offer up Philadelphia. Like, could I give you 35, 6? I mean, I'll give you, like, some young talent. Like, I'll give you DJ Wagner, and I'll give you Zvonimir Visic. Could that just get me up? Nah, they can't even take that. Like, would they even do this? Probably not, right? Yeah. All right, so let's see. Does he go number 4? Unfortunately, he does. And Herb Williams, NBA legend there, goes number 5. Pretty good player as well. Somebody I was targeting. Like, I want to take Max Frazier here out of Bradley, but he's 6'1", 186. I just don't think that's going to play too well in the NBA. And I'm also looking at, like, I'm looking at Jordan Wallace, a center out of North Dakota. But, like, when I drafted backup center, they're this high. So I'm going to shop around the pick, but 100 trade negotiate difficulty. I don't know how well these returns are going to be. Exhibit A. All right, so we do have cap space. I'm going to make this trade. I'm going to trade pick 6 and Zvonimir Visic for Isaiah Hartenstein from the OKC Thunder. I don't think I can also get, like, pick 8 in this deal, but I don't know. We can see if they counter it, because, you know what? JQ goes to the bench, which is fine. And Hartenstein, I think, is a helpful win-now center that could obviously flourish more not playing with Chet. Well, I mean, they're playing them both in the front court, but this team is very expensive, as you can see. Would they give me pick 8? they would want JQ, which I'm not going to do. All right, let's just do that original trade. I'm going to have to go out. Actually, I could flip DJ Wagner. You know what, 2K? I'm going to take advantage of you here. I'm going to get that first rounder. So they took Tim Hunt, a 6'4 shooting guard out of Auburn. I mean, you could hope to develop him. Vince Bolden goes. And then at number 8, they're actually trading that pick for Dembona and the corpse of Bradley Beal to take Jordan Wallace. Okay. Yeah, definitely more of a project, but I thought about him. And I ended up taking Stevie Gravett out of Maryland there in the second round. Probably a project play too. He's a guard. So I'm going to pick up the team option on PJ Washington, pick it up on Bronny, pick it up on Trey Johnson. So yeah, like Giannis is a free agent, which I thought it would be a little bit unfair to like go after Giannis or Jokic and just kind of spend on one of those guys in free agency. Because if we're looking at our team now, like I like it. We got Giddey, maybe needs a new extension. We got Trey Johnson. We got Bronny or Bryce that can maybe work out. Edwards and Moody, I think, is a really good small forward duo, but Moody's going to need a new contract. Giddey, PJ Washington, like we're paying decent amount of money for Hartenstein. I'm going to offer Dante DiVincenzo we're actually going to give him a 3-year deal, last year team option to be the backup point guard for this team, which means I'm probably, I might bring back Dink Pate. We'll see. And just in case I can't bring back PJ Washington, we're going to get a plan B. No, he didn't sign with me. Damn it. I offered Toumani Camara a 3-year deal. Damn, that sucks. Just because I have the cap space, I'm going to offer these guys. Actually, I thought I was going to bring in Aaron E. Smith. I'm not going to do that. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to give Jonathan Mogbo, though, a 1-year deal worth around $9.8 million. Damn, I really wanted Kamara. All right, so player progression, Giddey's an 86, Trey Johnson 84. I mean, this team is definitely respectable. I think we should be in playing tournament conversations this year. And we are going to work out a new extension with Josh Giddey. I think it could be like the opposite of the Brandon Ingram extension. Like, I think I'm just gonna do 4 years 120 instead of like the 3-year 120 deal, and he's going to accept that. Welcome back, Josh Giddey. And then let's also bring back Moses Moody, 3 years $45 million. Damn, I really wish I was able to add that, like one of the top guys from the 26 draft class, because this team is good, but I don't know if it's like good enough to, I don't know, make a run. We'll see though, because we have some like really good young players. Giddey can get 35. Let's go 35 to Trey. Honestly, we can go like 29 to Edwards. Hartenstein, like, I don't think Bronny's going to play that much. Bronny might get like 8 minutes a night. JQ can get 20 minutes a night. We'll do 28 to Hartenstein. I'd like to do at least 26 to PJ. Let's do about 17 to DiVincenzo. We could do about 25 to Moses Moody. And then we could do something like this. And the last spot probably is going to go to Maxime right now. Injuries will happen though, so this lineup will shuffle, but hopefully we can see some progression here in year number 4 as we started off the season with a win, 139-136, as the Suns have Cat and Cameron Boozer there in the front court, but we get a very good start out of Giddey, Justin Edwards, and Trey Johnson. All right, so we do have more wins at the deadline this year. We're still unfortunately under 500. I thought we'd be a little bit better. We have a negative 2.1 point differential, but the East, nothing crazy, so there's definitely a chance we could be playing some playing tournament basketball. I'd like to get some meaningful basketball here to Tampa. A little bit of a step back for Justin Edwards, but still a good year. Like, I really like him. JQ is taking a step forward, which is nice. DiVincenzo, a great off-the-bench guard. There's Moses Moody, who's taking a little bit of a hit with this team getting deeper, but that's fine. Like, I might trade Bronny. He might have some value. Yeah, like, Mogbo is getting a little bit more playing time. I think I also could look to move him. Hartenstein, I think shot tendency is really low, so I'd like to get that up. All right, so we're going to do Dallas a favor. We're going to take on Royce O'Neal from them, who's basically not giving them anything for $12 million. Mogbo's a really good defender, but they got to fix his shot, but they're willing to buy into that free throw percentage and give me a 2031 unprotected first rounder for him, and I do have to give up a second. So I want to see where Memphis is right now, because we do own their first round pick, and Memphis, okay, they're the 8th seed. It still has a chance on being a lottery pick. Just Ime Udoka really wants to play Bronny James, but I don't think that's too wise to do. And Luka, after winning MVP, I believe in year number 1 of this, maybe in that 25 season, so 2 years ago, he gets it here. So for the second of his career, former Alabama Crimson Tide, Darian Reed, Rookie of the Year, Braden Berries, 6th Man of the Year, Chet Depoy, so he takes that from Wemby. They got, it looks like, a very good front court now that they moved on from Hartenstein, with them giving Hartenstein to us. Dylan Harper in Washington ends up on All-NBA first team. Darius Garland in Seattle, balling out, playing 40-plus minutes a night. He was traded, like I said, I think it was for Dyson Daniels. And they have, okay, they were the ones that signed Brandon Miller. So I said, I'm going to be ethical and not sign him. Seattle said, no, we're signing him. And, okay, they got 3 guys on All-NBA, on the All-NBA teams. It's because 44 minutes a night. That is insane for a center. No wonder he's got left knee tendonitis as a 21-year-old. So we ended the season finally as a playing tournament team. We're playing at least somewhat meaningful basketball. We went 40-42. We won 12 more games this year than we did last year, and we're gonna have 2 chances at making the playoffs this season. At the end of the year, we are pretty much healthy and good to go to play some playoff basketball. Trey Johnson ended up averaging 20 points a night. and I'm excited about this team here. So if we were going to just kind of play around with who's going to play, I think Dink Pate, from what I saw from him this year, I'd like to have him in the rotation. I don't think I'm going to play Bronny. Bronny, I mean, he was efficient in the second half, and we'll see if he's restricted, if I'm going to bring him back. But, like, DiVincenzo's kind of getting the backup 1 minutes. And I'd rather keep playing Moses Moody because I've been relying on him a lot. Hartenstein or JQ. I think we'll see what JQ can do because I do want to see. I mean, he was drafted 5th overall, so I do want to keep playing him. Giddy's going to get like 36 minutes a night. 35 is fine, actually. We'll go 36 to Trey. We could do about 32 to Edwards. Let's do about 30 to PJ. I got about 9 more minutes. We can go 15 to Pate, and we'll go about 19 to DiVincenzo. So, we're taking on the Orlando Magic. A battle of Florida here in the first leg of the play-in. They got Kenny Lofton, playing center for them. Let's see if we're able to beat them. I want to win. I could care less about getting the 14th overall pick or the 12th overall pick. I want the 15th overall pick, and I want to make it out of the play-in tournament. I don't think we're going to be the 7th seed, though, because we're coming back right now. We're only down by 4. Giddy's having a good game, but Banchero and Franz have combined for 51. Oh, man, we were close to the late game comeback, but unfortunately, we do not get it. Moses Moody puts up 19, but yeah, we do end up losing, so we're taking on Detroit or Boston. It's going to be Detroit, who have Cade, Fox, Asar, Holland, and Keith King. I don't think we're going to beat them, which is kind of a shame. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2023 OKC Thunder, a really fun young team, but couldn't make it out of the play-in tournament. Ended up being the 1 seed the following year. And like the 2023 Thunder, we do not make the playoffs, and we do lose in the play-in tournament. But I do feel like we are heading in the right direction with as a team. Trey Johnson puts up a stinker there, but honestly has been progressing very nicely in his career. So I haven't really made like a big trade yet. Like the free agency signings have been pretty much good role players, like Justin Edwards we've taken a chance on, PJ Washington. Those are some that have worked out, some haven't. Pelicans and Cavs in the finals, and the Pelicans end up winning in 6 in the Dyson Daniels Bowl now, as Darren Peterson is an absolute stud. But I do wonder if we'll make some type of notable move this offseason, or we could stay the course. We'll see. Unfortunately, we did not make the playoffs. And there's Tumas, the new Grizzlies head coach, retiring. Glad he's in 2K. All right, so I haven't had much luck in the lottery, but we're projected pick 15. Yeah, I don't think 15 is oh my God! No freaking way. No way. I say that we're the most unlucky team, and I just went from 15 to 3 in a 16-team lottery. Oh my God, that's insane. That is insane. I forgot what the odds were on that. Okay, I guess that rewards the past 3 draft lotteries where we've been unlucky. Wow. We also have the 18th pick via Memphis as well. So, you know what? I guess they rewarded us for not like losing this year and almost making the playoffs. Now, I'm not really sure if we're going to have like a really good player on the board here. I don't know if I'm going to take a 23-year-old Canadian. It looks like Kurt Rivers may be one of the more enticing players in this draft. Yeah, I expect him to go number 1. His ceiling is Dwayne Wade, but after that, Luke Bridges doesn't look too bad either. All right, so I do want to see who the first 2 picks are before I make a move. And there goes Kurt Rivers out of Texas Tech. That's who I would have taken. And there goes Luke Bridges. So the 2 players that I wanted ended up going. All right, I don't know if the Dallas Mavericks would be willing to do this. He's not the same player he used to be, but I would love Anthony Davis's defense for this team. Could I trade number 3 and Dante DiVincenzo for Anthony Davis? They're going to say no. I feel like if this was on 50 simulator difficulty, they would have said yes. I will also include 18 and 35. That's a lot for AD. Damn. And I will include, what if the Nuggets are bad next year? I feel like we have a better chance of being good. 3 first-round picks and DiVincenzo for AD at his age. I don't know what they're going to say here. They're going to say no. All right. It's just tough to get those guys on 100 simulator difficulty, but I feel like he would have been a fun ad. I thought about getting Jalen Johnson, but he's somehow 4.5-star trade value. I don't think I've ever seen him that high before. I don't think they're going to do this. Like if I offered the same package that I did for Anthony Davis for him. Oh my God, they actually agreed to it. Okay. I'm fine with that. We just got a stud there. They take Clifford Weber out of Florida. Yeah, I'll take Jalen Johnson. All right, so I don't know if that really puts us over the hump. I wanted somebody as, like, good of a defender as Anthony Davis, but I'll take Jalen Johnson because I think we could use him as a ladder, a stepping stone if we did want to get somebody else down the line, and he is under contract at least for 2 more years at a great price of $30 million. So we do have some free agents. Bronny James is actually not restricted, so yeah, I'm not giving you $25 million. He is probably gone. I will like to bring back probably both of these guys, but I do have a little bit of money to spend. Like I could technically get Peyton Pritchard. I would just have to renounce the rights on everybody else. And I mean, looking at our team right now, like probably could add a third string center in case an injury happens, probably another power forward and another point guard. All right, so I'm actually going to bring in Brandon Clark and bring back PJ Washington, both on the veteran minimums, which is kind of a steal. And I don't think Bronny has signed anywhere yet. Like, I don't want to give Bronny that type of contract, but I am intrigued about him being the backup point guard because he has been developing just fine. I'm just not giving Bronny 19 million a year for what he's done so far. So I'm going to bring back Dink Pate on a 3-year deal worth $38 million. I thought he was really intriguing last year and got better throughout the season. We're going to bring back Maxime right now, 3 years, $9 million as well. Hasn't been great, but it's like our 4th string center, so I'm okay with it. I'm debating bringing back Bronny. There really isn't many better options out there. Like I could go after, like one of these guys, take a flyer on Nolan Traore, if you think you can fix his shot, but I think I'd rather just take back Bronny, who wants a ridiculous amount of money on a 1-year deal. Like he would take around $20 million. He would want a 2-year deal worth $40 million. And he actually declined that. Wow. All right, let's go back to him on the last day here. All right, would he accept this? All right, I think he will. 2 years, $43 million. That's a lot for him, but also could be another trade piece stepping stone. All right, so we could re-sign Trey Johnson right now. I definitely want to get that done before he hits the open market. So we're going to give him a 4-year, $120 million extension. I don't really need to re-sign anybody else. And here we are at the 2029 season. Giddey, Johnson, Edwards, Johnson, and then JQ. So Bronny is going to be the backup point guard. Probably play like 15 minutes a night. Like we have plenty of wings coming off the bench now that I'm excited about, like including Dink Pate. I still want Moses Moody to get like most of the 6-man minutes. I mean, yeah, I want to play like a lot of different guys now. And I forgot, like, we still have Bryce James on this team. We're 4-star balanced. What I like about Jalen Johnson, I could end up playing him at the 3 long-term or keep him at the 4. And I know this game didn't go to overtime. So against the Atlanta Hawks, we just gave up 171 points. Yeah, I guess they don't really need Jalen Johnson. Danny Wolf dropped 32 on our heads. They have Miles Bridges. They have Reese Shea. They also have Rasheer Fleming. 171 in regulation. Do I have to trade away Josh Giddey? All right, so we are 27-24 right now. We've also had some injuries this year, but we are pretty much, like, I don't know. I'll take being above 500. It's the best record yet. We're trying to get better, but the simulator difficulty, I think, can be holding us back at times. Debating if I want to make any trades. I mean, I don't have to move, like, Josh Giddey now. I can obviously do that in the offseason if I think we can maybe level up a little bit at the point guard spot, which I think could eventually happen. I mean, I could see the market right now for an additional point guard. But actually, you know what? I think if I'm going to make that type of move, it could involve Bronny, which I feel like should happen in the offseason. So, for the rest of the year, I think I want to see what Bryce James can do. PJ Washington just hasn't been efficient, unfortunately. And there's probably a reason why he was only taking the minimum. I don't think Bronny James should play that much, even though he has been better this year. He's going to get around, I would say around 15 minutes tonight, because I'm probably going to still go like 33 to Giddey. I want Moody still being the 6th man. And then Hartenstein, do I want to start him? I mean, JQ's been better, so I think we keep starting JQ. We can get 28 minutes tonight. We're going to go 20 there. Dink Pate's been better. He's going to get 18 minutes tonight. Let's go about 33 to Giddey, 35 to Johnson, but let's go maybe 33 Johnson, 33 the other Johnson. I'm also going to make Bronny a point guard where he actually went up in overall. All right, so Luka Doncic is your MVP. Trent Booker is your Rookie of the Year. He was the 13th pick, a guard out of Boise State. And DJ Wagner, former Tampa Bay Flamingo, wins Most Improved over there in Sacramento, was never going to give him that opportunity here with Josh Giddey at the moment. Giannis ended up signing with the Knicks, which maybe will happen one day. And we ended up not as a top 6 seed, but as the 7th seed. Last year, I believe we were the 8th seed, and we went 40-42 last year. We go 42-40 this year. But I do think I don't know. I do think we can make a move this offseason, which I'm excited about. I think we're going to look to, I mean, Josh Giddey's been great for us for 4 years. But I think we're going to look to upgrade that spot this offseason. And we are pretty much healthy going up against the Pistons. Can we get past them? Yes, we can. All right, so vibes are high here in Tampa Bay. We're finally getting playoff basketball for the first time in franchise history. We're going up against the team that we gave up 170 points to basically start off the year, the Atlanta Hawks. We also made a big trade with them in the offseason too, giving them the 3rd overall pick, who's not even playing for them. And we got Jalen Johnson. We ended up losing game 1. We lose game 2. I just wanted to win one game, and there we go. We end up winning game number 3. Giddey with 26. Trey with 24. Game 4, we tied up. Moses Moody dropping 30. All right, man. Moses Moody, that acquisition for us has been fantastic. Game 5 goes to Atlanta. Honestly, the fact that we pushed them to 6, I'm cool with that. Game 6, we ended up losing it, unfortunately. We lost by 18. I just don't know if, like, Trey or Jalen Johnson can be that number 1 and carry that workload. Like, here, Trey Johnson was the number 1 scorer in those 6 games. He was efficient. Moses Moody was great. Like Jalen was fine. He's going to be entering the last year of his deal. Like Justin Edwards was great. He's also a free agent this summer. Shai's your Western Conference Finals MVP, and Banchero in the East. And the NBA champion here, the OKC Thunder, they swept the Magic, and Shai is your Finals MVP. So on to the 2029 offseason. Here are some notable retirements. Damian Lillard heads to the Hall of Fame, gets his jersey retired by the Blazers. And here at the draft lottery, bang, I am glad I did not include that Nuggets pick in the Jalen Johnson trade. It ended up being number 6, and I gave them my pick instead, which ended up being 20. Ime Udoka is a free agent, but we want to keep him around as our head coach going forward, which gives us another valuable asset with that whatever pick to go out and trade for a guard. Now, we could trade up for number 1. We could take Junze Lee from China. Actually looks pretty good. All right, so I thought about, so there's a couple different things I could do here. And I'm intrigued about moving up to number 1. Now, who has the number 1 pick? That would be the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that we had their first round pick. And I don't know, like, I don't think they would want a point guard. Well, they actually don't have John Moran anymore. So would they want a more win now point guard? The issue with them is they really can't take on any money. Like, I would love to give you Bronny or Giddey, whoever you... Oh, actually, they can take on some money. So, like, do you prefer Bronny? I guess you prefer Giddey. Could I move Giddey and 6 for number 1? They're going to say no to that. I don't really want to throw in too much else in this deal. Like, I don't want to throw in Bronny, nor could they afford Bronny. Like, I'll give you Maxime right now. Does that put it over the hump? No. And I will give you my first rounder in 2030. Bang. There we go. We get the number 1 overall pick. So, I'm not going to take a... veteran right now. We are going to draft Junze Lee with the number 1 overall pick in this draft. 20 years old. Hopefully he's NBA ready. What's his overall? An 80 out of the gate. And I thought about maybe trading away Bronny James, but I don't know. Like, he could just be a bridge point guard for us going forward. Stevie Gravitt has never really developed. So yeah, Justin Edwards is a free agent. I'd like to bring him back. PJ Washington is a VVG, a veterans vibe guy for us. Justin Edwards wants a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I don't know if I want to give you that much. I mean, I may wait and see if his price goes down, because I don't think he's going to get any, like, amazing offers. Huh, Vince Bolden is here. He was, yeah, the 7th overall pick a couple years ago. All right, so I'm going to cave into Justin Edwards. I'm going to give him a 3-year deal. He should accept it, right? There we go. 3 years, $74 million. It does go down every year, but it is going to be a nice pay raise for him. So right now, we're locking into this center duo again next year. We got Jalen Johnson, PJ probably down the rotation. We have Edwards and Moody. We have Johnson, Payton, maybe Bryce. We have Lee, and we have Bronny. And I also have, like, a mid-level exception that I can use, a nice one. Oh, my God, I can get Embiid on it. That's hilarious, but I don't really know if I want 35-year-old Embiid coming off that year. So I'm actually going to sign Trey Murphy to a 2-year deal, hopefully, worth around $13 million. All right, so here is the player progression, and JQ is actually our highest overall player right now. All right, so I think I'm going to start Bronny James, but Lee's going to get actually, I don't know. He's the number 1 overall pick. Maybe I should play him over Bronny. So it's going to be Lee, Johnson, Edwards, Johnson, JQ, a very athletic 1 through 5. Trey Murphy's not going to get a ton of minutes. He's going to get like 15. Dink Pate's going to get 18. I think Bronny can get 22 minutes. And that means I'm going to go about 26 to Lee. Yeah, like PJ Washington isn't cracking the rotation. I don't even think Bryce is going to crack the rotation. Because I want Moody to get a decent amount of minutes. I want Paint, yeah, to get a decent amount of minutes as well. I think JQ can get around 29 minutes a night. 25 to Justin Edwards, and let's go more to Jalen Johnson. So let's see how the season goes. 4-star balance. How does Lee look in his NBA debut? We ended up losing on the road to the Orlando Magic. And here at the deadline, we're 25 and 26. Like, I don't know, we're competitive yet again. Jalen Johnson has been around 20 points for his career now that he's making big time money. Jalen Johnson's in the last year of his deal. JQ can get a free agent contract this offseason. There's Bronny, who's up to an 88 overall. I mean, I could just make him my franchise point guard, but I do have Junze Lee, who is the number 1 overall pick and looks great out of the gate as a 21-year-old. So Zion Williamson signed with the Clippers, but they have him on the trade block. He is making $43 million a year. I got offered Hartenstein and Edwards for him, which I'm intrigued about. I like Edwards, but I mean, having Zion and Jalen Johnson as my wing duo is pretty nasty. Now, I know it's not the greatest floor spacing lineup out there, but what I think it really comes down to, do I move Bronny? Can I do this deal with Moody? Probably not, because I don't really want to dip too much into the draft capital. I don't have a lot. I mean, I do have this Mavericks first. Like, I'll throw in 2 first, but if not, I think I would do the Edwards trade. So let's say I do a 2034 first with that. Okay, they actually agreed to that. Moses Moody, you were so good to me. You were so good to me, but we are going to trade you. So now I'm also going to make Jalen Johnson a small forward. He goes up to a 90. I'm going to make Zion a power forward. That's also better for him, which is great. And yeah, I said screw it. I want to make a big in-season trade. All right, so that means Justin Edwards is going to be the 6th man. I think, yeah, or we're going to basically just do this. Zion is going to play a ton of minutes. It's going to be Lee, Johnson. I think I'm going to play a little bit more to Lee. Johnson, let's do this. Let's go 34 to Zion. Let's go 33 to Jalen Johnson. And then Edwards, Pate, Murphy, Bronny off the bench. Now, I did move Hartenstein, so Murphy's been fine for us. But I do have to ask probably PJ Washington to be the backup 5, which is a little scary. Whoa, Jalen Johnson wants a lot of money. I don't know if I'm going to pay that. So maybe good thing we got Zion. And Luka gets another MVP award. We get the Rookie of the Year with Junze Lee. Sorry if I'm butchering his name. LaMelo Ball, 6th Man of the Year in Charlotte. Okay. And Edgecombe ended up in Portland. And we ended up getting our highest seed yet here. We are the 5th seed. So we've been getting better every year. 45 wins. That's... I mean, objectively, we've gone better every single year in franchise history, which could be a fun challenge. Like, you have to be better every single year and see how far you can get. So, like, you could obviously win 0 games your first year and try to just have an awful roster, win, like, 10, then, like, 15, 20, and you just don't want to build, like, a super elite roster until, like, year 15 or something. I don't know if that would be a fun challenge. You guys can let me know. But PJ Washington, not really a good backup 5 spot, but, like, it's Kevin Huerter who I had to pick up. Bryce James, we don't really have another guy, which that's probably on me. Well, it's definitely on me. I am the guy calling the shots here. So we're going to go more minutes to Zion and Trey Johnson. We're taking on the New York Knicks, who do have Giannis Antetokounmpo. They also have Cody Williams, Isaiah Stewart. Braden Berries has now pushed Jalen Brunson to the bench. We do win game 1 by 15. Okay. Could we get our first playoff series victory? We do end up winning game 2. We win game 3, and we are going to sweep the New York Knicks to get the first playoff series victory in franchise history. Let's go. We're taking on the Orlando Magic in round number 2. Very good team. Were they the 1 seed or the 8 seed? They were the 1 seed. I don't expect to beat them, but the fact that we're here, I'm happy. And we, oh my God, we dropped 157. Zion put up 50 points in 33 minutes. Okay. All right. Is Zion going to dominate? We are 6-0. JQ and Zion is just the athletic front court. We're 7-0 in the playoffs. Jalen Johnson and Trey combined for 58. All right, are we going to gentleman sweep them? No. Okay, thank God. I thought we were going to blow a 3-0 lead, but we ended up winning that in 6. There's a chance we're in the NBA Finals if we could beat Chicago in the ECF. Zion averaged 25 and 8 there. All right, taking on Chicago. Darius Cuff, Kobe White, Pat Will, Buzella, City Gay. It's a good team. De'Aaron Williams, John Collins. Game 1 goes to Tampa Bay. Honestly, I think that Orlando team could be better. Dink Pate, 20 points off the bench. Lee had 7 assists. Game 2. Okay, we're 2 games away. We are 2 games away. Is that Kendall Marshall? Kelly Marshall. Game 3, we win. Oh my God, we have been dominating every single series when we gentlemen sweep them. Zion Williamson, Conference Finals MVP. Let's go, man. We're here in the NBA Finals. We just had to get here. We just had to get here. Justin Edwards, I'm going to need you to be a little bit better. Honestly, though, for the rest of this, I don't think I'm going to play Trey Murphy. Like, he's been fine, but he doesn't shoot the ball a ton, which makes sense in this offense. Like, I'm going to go 34 minutes to JQ. I think I'm going to go a little bit less to Edwards. Maybe a little bit more to Bronny. And then I would like to play 37 to Trey, 36 to Jalen, 37 to Zion. All right, we're taking on the Thunder. They have Kobe at the 4. Maybe Jalen Harrelson got hurt this year. Probably. Game number 1, we do lose. I think this is the first time we lost game number 1. We lost by 7. It's definitely the best team we've gone up against. Game 2 goes to the Flamingos. We win by 14. All right, we're the new kid on the block, man. Can we win 3 out of the next 6? That's basically the goal, and we do. All right. I'm nervous, man. Dink Pate. I'm glad I never gave up on you, man. Great job getting to the free throw line. Game 4. We're up 3-1. Let's go. We won by 8 in overtime. Zion with a 36-point triple-double. Come on. I didn't need to go out and trade. Actually, I'm not jinxing it. We could easily blow a 3-1 lead, so I'm going to shut up. We're up by 10. We're up by 8. Don't choke this, please. Up by 9 with 5 minutes to go. Up by 7. Up by 7 with 2 minutes left. Please don't blow this. Please don't blow this. All right, I'm hopping in. All right, so Bronny James is in. I do wish we were on our home court just to see what it could look like here. But we're fine here. Give me steal. No, Shea's open. What am I doing, Matt? I'm just so stupid. I'm just messing around. I gotta realize. I gotta, like, lock in. All right, JQ setting the screen for Trey Johnson. Trey, oh, God, I just hate Chet over there. I just hate Chet. Oh, we got J-Dub in the air. Jalen, get to the rim, please. Oh my God, Chet just ripped it out midair. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's not good. And Jalen Johnson, okay. Essengay, Zion, stay with him. Good D, Zion, good D. Good D, right? Good D doesn't even get a hand up. All right, Zion's freight train. No, why did you pull up? He hits it. Oh my God, I thought I was going to go for a dunk. Either way, all right, we take the lead again, and we're going to get the final shot. The one thing is, like, they can go 5 out, and I don't want to allow any threes. It's just Bronny trying to guard Shea right now is not what I want. All right, Zion, who's so slow. J-Dub guarded by Jalen Johnson. That's a good matchup. Bronny, stay in front of Shea. If I get cooked, so be it. JQ, I need you to help. I need you to help, but no threes. No threes. We're good. We're good. Let's go. Bronny clamping up Shea. Get into Bronny. Get into Bronny. Let's go. Are they going to foul? Oh my God, 2 seconds to go. Bronny clamps up Shea to maybe seal the game. They don't have any timeouts left. Bronny picks up his 5th point. He was the #1 pick in the expansion draft. I believe the only player from the expansion draft still on this team. Okay, did I speak? Oh, we get the block. Let's go. And the Tampa Bay Flamingos block Chet's game tying 3. And we end up winning the NBA Finals. Is that the best midseason trade of all time? I guess maybe Luka, but yeah, us getting Zion, I think put us over the hump. Man, I do not like those jerseys whatsoever. And Finals MVP, Zion Williamson, 25.5 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Let's go, as we ended up winning the 2030 NBA Finals. That's what I'm talking about, man. This was a fun team. Got some players that I haven't really built around before, like Jalen Johnson at one point, Josh Giddey, Bronny even. Justin Edwards was a fun addition as well. And I hope you guys did enjoy that super challenging expansion rebuild. If you did and you want to see more videos like that, please drop a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.